Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Brian, also known as Brian. Welcome back to another video. We're back with some more Devil May Cry 2 novel volume 2 review and discussion phase 3. So this is Road to Devil May Cry 5, where I talk about anything that deals with Devil May Cry leading up to Devil May Cry 5. Anyway, let's just get into the discussion. So without further ado, let's rock. She was dreaming. She saw her younger self. She saw a scene play out, a scene she can never forget. We see Beryl, her adult self, Beryl, looking at a younger self with regular clothes and just crying, looking for her dad in a big, anxious crowd. All of a sudden, the crowd runs in terror, running from something, and all Beryl can do is cry for her dad. All of a sudden, a creature takes Beryl off her feet into the air. And when this creature was carrying Beryl, the demon actually stabbed her in the collarbone, in the chest, giving her a wound. Beryl could do nothing but scream and cry for help. All of a sudden, someone shot down this demon and it fell to the ground. The creature and Beryl were falling as well, but someone was actually able to catch Beryl before she hit the ground. And then when we see this demon was dissolving. It was the face of Beryl's father, and the beast head statue was hanging from his neck. Now Beryl wakes up from this nightmare and sees Dante with her. So we finally got the backstory of Beryl, why she fights, how she got the scar, why she's chasing the beast heads. Beryl and Dante talk for a while, and of course Beryl is scared and she cries and she feels embarrassed that she cried in front of Dante, because her reputation is that she is a devil hunter. She hunts demons. That's what she does. And so her feeling embarrassed or her crying makes her think that she is weak. When Beryl wakes up, she finds herself in a cavern of some kind. But when Beryl tries to get up, she feels weak, she feels heavy. When Dante and Beryl go outside of the cavern, they realize that they are above ground. And what they see is a big dark forest, dark sky, forest crumpled together, and a bunch of demons. Not a bunch of demons, but demons around the forest. So one can say it is the demon world, but Dante himself knows that this is not the demon world. The demon world feels a whole lot different because he has been to the demon world, so he knows how it feels, and it does not feel the same here. Since Beryl is in her weak state right now, Dante tells her to wait here, and he's gonna go out and explore what's up with this forest, what's going on. So of course Dante, being Dante, he of course jumps off the cliff, does a superhero landing like always, and he walks through this weird forest, alright? He feels something weird, it feels unnatural. He feels the exact same way as he fought Gilver. Hey, who's Gilver? Well, thanks for asking, buddy. Who Gilver was Virgil in Devil May Cry Volume 1. And Gilver was the main antagonist of the first volume. When he was walking through the forest, he notices someone was watching him. Someone was staring at him. He felt it. I don't know how long you've been there, but I don't like being stalked. So come out. Then all of a sudden, this shadow emerges. So, who are you then? My name is Shadow. It is an honor to make your acquaintance, second son of Sparda. So this guy named Shadow knows Dante and knows that he's the second son of Sparda. And this Shadow person was wearing the exact same jacket as the Ghost Knights. Surely you know your brother. He was our great leader, Nilo Angelo. Nilo Angelo? I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain who Nilo Angelo is. After the loss of our great leader, I personally led our remaining forces against the king of the underworld. What did you say? We fought against the king of the underworld. I don't know what you're trying to pull here. What? Master Dante, did you side with the king of the underworld? I don't know what you're trying to pull here, but I killed the king of the underworld and your demon boss. The true Master Dante was carried off by the king of the underworld during childhood and forever separated from his brother, the great Nilo Angelo. No one knew whether you were alive or dead. And then he was kind of putting the pieces together. This uneasy feeling. The same feeling he had against Gilbert. This mysterious person knowing Dante's origin and his brother. Saying that Nilo Angelo led forces to go against Mundus. It's a different world. In a parallel universe. I'm not your Dante, he said to Shadow. I'm not sure how or why, but I'm not from this world. So yes, in this chapter, they're in a different world from their own. A world where Nilo Angelo, aka Virgil, led the forces against Mundus. And so yeah, that's kind of the situation Dante and Beryl are in now. Then Shadow took Dante to their outpost, where Beryl was already found by the men of Shadow, the forces that are fighting the king of the underworld. And then we meet some interesting characters, 5 characters, and we pretty much know who they are just by the fucking names: Phantom, Griffin, Frost, Blade, and of course Shadow. So these 5 characters, these 5 demons, were created by Mundus to lead his army. But they are in disguise. They are in their human form. They're not in their actual demon form. They're in their regular form. It's a human form. So yeah, all these 5 demons that we knew from Devil May Cry 1 are fighting Mundus in this world. Beryl, Dante, and the 5 warriors all discussed what to do. And Dante proposed a plan that he was going to help them fight this Mundus. He told them that he's not from this world. He's from a different world. And in his world, he already defeated the Demon King Mundus once. And he said he offered to do it once again. And we learned some really interesting stuff in this new world. So the same things are still here. Sparda, Eva met, they fell in love. They had 2 twin children, Dante and Virgil. But in this timeline, they said that Dante was carried away from Mundus. Now they don't really explain if Dante in this world is dead or corrupted or somehow. We pretty much assume that he could be dead. I was going to explore a little bit. But the things that is explored is Sparda, Eva, and his brother. So we all know the story, the legend of Sparda. He rose up to justice and fought the demon prince to save humanity. Now this does still happen. Sparda does take a stand against Mundus, but he dies by Mundus's hand. It got really dark when I fucking said that. Holy shit. The perfect time. Light is back. Oh my god. The humans were scared enough of Mundus. Despair grew all over them. They were scared. And so they thought the only way to survive was to turn in Sparda. And they did. And Sparda died by Mundus' hand. And this is what kind of fucked up Dante a little bit. Because they knew that Sparda fought for them. And the humans loved them. They adored them. They helped them fight Mundus. They helped them fight in the war between Mundus and Sparda. Or in this fight between them. And hearing this really shocked Dante. And when Sparda's death, the 5 warriors made a pact. Phantom, Griffin, Frost, Blade, and Shadow all made a pact to watch over Eva, Dante, and Virgil. These 5 warriors were once Sparda's enemies. But Eva actually helped them, all 5 of them. She helped them see their ways. She helped them find a new purpose. She was only human, but somehow matched Sparda as an equal. Her enormous kindness gives us strength to this day. She was a generous woman who embraced life without judgment. And because of that, she had been accepted by the hero of the demon world. She and Sparda fell in love and produced 2 children. Dante liked to think that she even gave Sparda peace of mind despite a lifetime of battle. Hearing this, Dante got memories of his mother. Dante didn't care if she was in a different dimension or they were in a different world or whatever. Dante's mother, Eva, was still his mother no matter what. So it gave him another vision of his mother, how they were with Sparda. So, it was a really touching moment, honestly. But since Dante was going to help him fight Mundus, Dante and Beryl did ask him there's a beast head. Since it's the exact same world between their world and their world, there's got to be a beast head as well. And they say that it is a beast head too, but it's in Mundus's realm, Mundus's castle, Malay Island. And so that was their next step, to go to Malay Island, defeat Mundus, get the beast heads, and return to their world. So that was the set plan. Beryl and Dante go into a room, they clean out their guns, and they're just talking. And Beryl thought what was going through Dante's mind. And then all of a sudden, they are under attack. They are under attack by mysterious women, golden-haired women wearing all black. The 5 warriors, Dante and Beryl, go outside to see the commotion, what's going on. In the center, Dante sees someone familiar. Trish. So a bunch of golden-haired women started coming towards their outpost, and their men, the ghost knights in their world, started fighting the golden-haired women. And a whole battle started happening. And so we get more information about this world, where they are at, and more about the characters. First and foremost, that they are in the human world. They're not in the demon world. They're in the human world. The human world where the whole demon corruption is spread, has spread already. And as for the 5 warriors, they do have the devil forms. You could say they're devil triggers. But if they activate it in this world, the one thing they'll lose their powers really fast. They will have the strength for a while, but later on they will lose power really fast, because they're in the human world. And if they use their devil forms, they'll lose power fast, and they'll be weak to an opening from Mundus, or from these golden-haired women. And so Dante had no choice but to go and fight with the Ghost Knight. So he goes and fights. And of course, Beryl joins him as well. And we see Dante examine the golden women warriors. He sees that all the women around them, all the warriors, are fake. There's only one true golden warrior, which is Trish, and it's all the way in the center, giving commands to the other warriors. And Trish, what she's wielding in her right hand is Alastor, the sword Dante used to wield. And Alastor is powerful. It has the elemental power of electricity, and we know Trish, she is all about electricity, so them combined, it's a problem. So Dante and Beryl are fighting with the ghost knights at the bottom, and they realize that they're overwhelmed, they're outnumbered. So Dante shouts out to fall back, but now Dante and Beryl are fighting them, holding them back as the ghost knights retreat. Dante tells her that he does have a plan, but it all depends on what the 5 warriors do, what they do. So as they're fighting, some of the ghost knights are dying left and right, and then all of a sudden a big giant spider with melting lava coming out of its body jumps out and it lands on the golden hair warriors and starts fighting. Phantom goes into his devil form and helps Dante fight. And then coming with Phantom, Frost comes along as well. So Frost and Phantom are there helping Dante now, actually pushing them back, fighting. Because they know if they do lose here, it means everything's gone, everything's forever lost. So this is the last chance to fight, to actually make it to Mundus. So when they start fighting, now they have a chance. And it's so crazy to imagine that Frost and Phantom are allied with Dante. When Dante was dashing, fighting these golden head warriors, all of a sudden his whole body lifts up. Then he realizes that it was picked up by Griffin. Griffin there is taking Dante towards Trish. And alongside them, we see Shadow and Blade. We all know what Shadow and Blade, Frost, Phantom, Griffin, we all know what they look like. And they're all allied with Dante. And Dante is really surprised to see these demons with them, fighting with him. It's really cool it's really crazy to think about. Then Dante charges at Trish. The battle was epic enough to be described in language. Trish wielded a sword, Alastor, that was imbued with supernatural powers. Dante knew this because he once used that power. Now honestly, this fight is legendary. It's a really good fight with swords clashing, them evading attacks. It is a really cool fight. Dante swung with his rebellion sword, but then he faked out by pulling Ivory to the battle. Dante swung again, and this time Trish anticipated a dual attack with his gun. She spun to evade his blade and brought her own crashing down on Dante's pistol. But he already dropped the weapon and withdrew his hand. Dante then took out Ebony and fired away, but Trish was able to evade these attacks from Ebony and Ivory. Then Trish comes in for a final blow. Dante drops Ebony, puts out his arm forward, and Rebellion goes to his hand, and immediately stabbed her right through the shoulder, and then shot her right in the kneecaps. He did not want to waste this advantage he had, knowing that she had Alastor. It's over, Trish. Dante raised Ivory and aimed directly at her forehead. Beryl heard a shot throughout the battlefield. Around her and the ghost knights, golden warriors were just collapsing. And then Beryl ran towards the gunshot where it was fired. She followed the noise. When she caught up with Dante, she saw that he was crouching next to a body of a beautiful woman. Her crossed arms and closed eyes made it look like she was sleeping, but Beryl could tell by the blood cloaking from her face and uniform that she was dead. At her head, a giant sword rose like a tombstone from the earth. At her head, a giant sword rose like a tombstone from the earth. Dante, what happened here? Dante didn't answer. His face betrayed no sign of the conflict inside. The sight of Trish laying exposed struck an unexpected chord within him. Memories of his slain mother came forth unbidden, triggered by her uncanny likeness to the enemy that Dante had dispatched moments before. Dante didn't like being the killer any more than he liked being the bystander. Beryl sensed something was wrong. Who is that? She was our enemy, Dante said simply. But now she's dead. Dante stood with his back to the body. Let's go. Someone needs to send Mundus back to the hell from which he came. Time skip! Another one. It is the aftermatch of the fight between Trish and Dante and the Golden Hair Warriors. And around the battlefield, there's dead rebels, dead golden warriors, and one of the 5 warriors died. And who this warrior was Frost. Frost, the one that died. The rest of the 4, Shadow, Phantom, Griffin, and Blade, they're all really weakened, almost about to die. Since they used their devil forms, they're weak now. So now it's time for the final push. Now for Dante to fight Mundus. So Griffin and Blade take a couple of rebels and take Dante and Beryl to Mundus' castle, Melee Island. But Malay Islands this time is somewhere in the underworld this time. Like the castle or the place they need to go to is in the underworld. They really don't explain it how they get to the underworld. They just get to the underworld. They don't say there's no portal, there's no key, nothing. They just go to the underworld. And when they go through the underworld, they're going through forests, they're going through obstacles, they're going through whatever to get to Mudis' castle or lair. So one by one, the rebels are dying, they're sacrificing their lives, they die by powerful enemies, and throughout the journey, the enemies become powerful. And when they get to the end, Griffin and Blade, the ones who accompany Dante and Beryl, are finally kicking the bucket. Griffin points to Dante that there is Mundus. Go towards him. Finish this. So now Dante and Beryl just left and went to go to Mundus. When they enter the castle, it doesn't come to detail. That is exactly like Devil May Cry 1 castle. The whole everything. It's just me imagining, because they're going back to Mundus, fighting him again. That's just me picturing they're back in the castle. The door opened of its own accord as they got closer. The portal revealed to almost darkness. Beryl imagined she could feel hot breath all around her. At least she hoped she imagined it. Dante regarded the void with a grin. Last time, you came out of a dog statue. What are you going to throw at me this time? Something rumbled in answer from the darkness. Dante and Beryl stepped inside the void and vanished. Now we kind of go back to where Chen is and what the hell is happening when Dante and Beryl were gone. So, but Chen has finally found Dukas. Not his actual body. His body is... Ow, motherfucker! Ow, why does it keep happening? Aha! Dukas' body was now an entire statue, just like the beatheads. Chen had Dukas in a box, and Chen could tell that Dukas was still alive. Things from the demon world are certainly marvelous, Mr. Dukas. There are treasures from there having worth using. I return with the big legendary fight with Dante and Mundus. We see Beryl in the darkness. She sees nothing. All she sees is darkness, nothing else. But then from a distance, she sees light, hearing clashes of swords. And over time, she sees Dante fighting Mundus. As time passes on, as this legendary battle is happening once again, she sees Dante fight. But at the same time, when she sees Dante fight, she's getting the image of Sparda once again. Dante faced the king of the underworld without the slightest hesitation. Rebellion roared through the darkness, stabbing at the void. It had taken Dante a moment to realize that the void wasn't empty. The void was the king himself. Somehow he knew how to fight it, slashing at the darkness and avoiding its attacks. Dante drove home the blow, slicing and a gash in the void that shone with a bright light. A moment later, twin bullets shot out of ebony and ivory and disappeared into the crack. The void shuddered, heavied, and finally exploded. The legendary fight was over. After the fight was over, Beryl found Dante and she rushed towards him. She was all blushing, she was all cheering for Dante, like saying, "Oh, that was epic, guy. That was so cool of you fighting the king of the underworld." I can understand why Beryl is acting all like this, because she grew up with the legend when she was a little girl. Beryl looked at Dante, but instead of looking at Dante, she looked through him. Moments later, they realized that they were both vanishing, disappearing. Dante tried to speak, but he could no longer control his mouth. The sensation was familiar. Just like being swallowed by the beastheads. Oblivion consumed them. Not gonna lie, it was a weird phrase, but at the same time, it was pretty cool. Anyway, that kind of concludes this phrase. Hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Devil May Cry. And I'll see you guys on the next phase. My name is Brian. It's Phrase.